I wanted to come to you today to thank everybody for all that they've done during these unprecedented times. As you know, the coronavirus has impacted our school district, but what has made me so proud is the fact that our students, our families, our teachers and staff, our principals, everyone in this school district has stepped up in an amazing way. And today I wanted to give you just a little bit of information, but also answer some questions that have come to me. And I will say it's been a busy week. And as you know, the governor has recently announced that all schools will remain closed through the end of the school year. But online instruction will continue. And here in Okaloosa County, we're prepared to continue online education throughout the remainder of the year. And one of the reasons that we're prepared is the fact that our students and families have done an amazing job. Our teachers and staff, they've worked with families, so we're getting through this. And I know firsthand that everything has not been smooth, but you all have worked together, you've shown grit, and for that, I appreciate you. I also want to give information about the school feeding sites. They will continue. They'll continue for the remainder of this school year. We have distributed over 113,000 meals to our families. And I do want to say thank you to our amazing food service workers. I want to say thank you to our bus drivers who have also stepped up and delivered meals during this process. So for these meals to be delivered and to continue to be delivered, it's important. And many of our families need this. But I also want you to know that during the summer, we will also have a summer feeding program where we will also provide meals. Additionally, as you may know, we have really worked hard on this online instruction. And one of the obvious successful pieces of this is making sure that everybody has devices, that everybody has internet access. And we've handed out and distributed almost 10,000 devices to our families. And that could not have been done without our amazing IT staff and without the schools developing a process holding CDC guidelines. So almost 10,000 devices being distributed. I had to say thank you to everybody. But we also knew that internet access could be a problem. Not everybody has it. So we've partnered with Cox Communications, and we want to say thank you, Cox, for helping our students get the internet access that they need. But in places where that was not possible, we as a district, we thought, how do we make sure that this happens? So we ordered about 1,000 hotspots, about 1,000 iPhone 7s, and we've distributed those. But where internet access cannot be delivered, we have our teachers have worked with our families, and we've developed and handed out paper packets for those who need it. But I just want to say thank you before I answer a few questions for the amazing work that our students have done. Students have figured out time management. They've figured out how to work through some technology glitches. They've figured out how to send emails, send attachments, and that's amazing. And to our teachers, to our staff, our food service workers, our bus drivers, for the work that you're doing, to our secretaries, to our principals, the guidance counselors, for the work that you're doing, I say thank you. So there's been a few questions that have been asked of me, and probably the biggest one is, will there be a graduation? And the same answer I will give today is yes, there will absolutely be a graduation. Now we're looking at several options, but I do want to say to our families, this week we will be sending home a survey to our students and to our parents, and we want you to complete it because we want to hear from you what might graduation look like from your perspective. I will say we are planning dates in June as a postponed date. We're planning dates in July. We're holding those, so if we can come together on our school campuses, if we've been cleared to do so, we will. So we are planning a June date and a July date in hopes that we can have one on campus. But if we can't, we're also planning how can we do this virtually. But no decisions will be made until we get that input from our parents and our students. I also want to say this week you'll start seeing a series that we're going to do, and I'm very proud of it, and it's going to be a series to our seniors. And you'll start seeing each week different things that will come out on social media on websites honoring our seniors. They've worked too hard not to be celebrated at the end of this year. Another question that has come up is, what about our lockers? What about textbooks? What about library books? And to our families, I want to say, after May 1st, once the governor's executive order has been lifted, if it is, after May 1st, we'll give guidance specifically on when can I return my textbooks, or when can I return media books? How do I get my locker supplies from school? So we'll have specific guidance on that. Another question is, when and how will I return my iPad, my Chromebook, or my laptop? And the same thing will apply after May 1st. Our schools will start reaching specifically out to their families and let them know, what that might look like. That'll probably take place towards the end of May. It'll probably look something similar to how the device distribution was handed out. We'll probably do something in that fashion, but each school will reach out to you to let you know specifically how to return your laptop, your Chromebook, your iPad, or your hotspot. Another question, when will we have fall tryouts? Or when will we have dance and cheer tryouts? So I will say that right now, I'm in the process where I'm talking with our principals, who will be talking to coaches, and we will be developing a process in terms of what that will look like. But I will say, once again, we will follow all CDC guidelines. So when it's safe to do so, we'll have those tryouts, but not until it's safe to do so. But we know football, cross country, golf, cheer, dance. So we know that all of these sports are coming. But we also know that there has to be time for some of these sports to acclimate to the heat. We know that there has to be conditioning. So whenever we start these fall sports, we need to be sure that it's done in a safe way. Another question, will my child receive another year of sports eligibility? The Florida High School Association, they came out yesterday and they said that students will not receive another year of sports eligibility. So that question has been answered. And also, the spring sports schedule has been canceled. And that's unfortunate. And these student athletes have worked extremely hard, and they were looking forward to the spring sports schedule. So I feel for them definitely, and especially to our seniors that didn't get to finish their full athletic career. But I will say, I know you've learned a lot that you'll take with you in terms of what sports has taught you, and it'll serve you well as you go into the future. But we definitely feel for our athletes that were not able to finish this year. Another question is about summer activities, whether it be band or whether it be other sports activities. Will we have those during the summer? And the same answer I'll provide, when it is safe to do so, we will. So if there's word that comes out where schools are able to have activities happening on campus, we'll do so. But if we do so, it'll be done following CDC guidelines and making sure that we take all precautions to be safe. But we will not rush back to things until we know it is safe to do so. Dual enrollment has been a question. And in essence, will we have dual enrollment next year? What will that look like? And I do want to read this to you. All summer dual enrollment with Northwest Florida State College will be in an online format. Registration began April 13th and will continue into May. Dual enrollment is for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And forms can be downloaded from Northwest Florida State College or your high school website. So look for more information about that if you are a student or a family who's interested in dual enrollment. We have kindergarten registration that normally takes, usually is during this time frame. And right now, as you know, it's kind of difficult to register when the schools are closed. And we also have new families who are coming in, and they're asking, how do we register? So we are in the process of developing an online registration format, and that will come out in May as well. So you'll see that in early May, and it'll allow families to register and get that information straight to their schools. So look for that. Most students have already registered, but if there's any question whatsoever, contact your school and they'll give you the information that you need. And then lastly, there's been some questions about summer daycare and will that happen? And then unfortunately the same answer I'll give you is if it's safe to do so, we'll have summer daycare, but we'll have to wait for guidance on that. I've said from the very beginning as we've gone through this pandemic that it's going to take grace and compassion to get through this on the side of the school system and partnering with our students and families. And you all have been absolutely amazing. We are 4 weeks into this online instruction. And could I be prouder? Absolutely not. I've said before that, our healthcare workers, they're heroes during this, but there's also other unsung heroes, and that's our teachers, our staff, our principals, food service workers, bus drivers, but our students and our families are also the unsung heroes working through this process. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you're doing. We're going to get through this. We're going to finish strong, and we will come out better because, as somebody told me, we are Okaloosa strong. Thank you.